Al Report fans, what's up? It's your boy Big Rob Suave back for Week 16's edition of Rob's Top 5 under the umbrella of the one and only The Al Report, of course. Us as hosts taking a break off this week because of personal situations, but it's playoff season and I gotta drop the top 5. Al should be dropping something soon, I'm not sure, but he said that last week and bluffed out. But y'all know, I told y'all it's playoff time and y'all getting top 5 every week until the Super Bowl. And I might do one week after Super Bowl. I don't know yet. Stay tuned. Let me know if that's what y'all want. I take fan polls on it or opinion or whatever. But like I said, it's playoff time and I got to deliver the goods. If I sound a little congested, it's because I am. I've been very sick the past couple of days, but still been thugging it because, the show must go on. And I told y'all last week on the episode of the Hour Report, which is up on YouTube right now, that I will be delivering my top 5 every week. So I'm upholding that on the promise. First, I'd like to start off number 5. The injury bug struck hard this week. Now, it was a lot. I'm only go over the ones that I feel as though are significant, the major ones. So let's start with quarterback Dwayne Haskins, injured on a sack in the first quarter. First play of the third quarter against the Giants. Injured his ankle. James Conner from the Steelers injured his thigh in the first half of the Jets game. Mind you, he just got back from shoulder injury. Quarterback Mason Rudolph injured after taking a hit, landing on his shoulder late in the third quarter against the Jets as well. Marquise Pouncey went down late in the third quarter with a knee injury. If I'm not mistaken, I know Rudolph and Pouncey aren't supposed to play. Connor has a chance to play, but it's unlikely. C.J. Prosise and Chris Carson, both of Seattle's running backs. Prosise injured his arm. He went straight on IR. Chris Carson exited the game in the first half following a fractured hip injury. He's also on IR. Tight end Zach Ertz from the Eagles. I don't know if y'all seen that, but he took a nasty hit against the Cowboys. Fractured his rib. He still managed to return for the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, but after that, we ain't see him no more. I guess they say, look, my G, shots just ain't gonna do it. You gotta sit down and take a chill pill. He's been pushing the play though. He's a grinder. He's a tough guy. He understands the Eagles are in the midst of a potential playoff run. So he's been pushing all week to play. I've been seeing the reports he's trying to play, so he has a chance of playing. Cornerback Ronald Darby also suffered a hip flexor. That just requires rest and treatment. He doesn't need surgery. They said he should be ready within 4 weeks. So that's good news for them. Marcus Williams, the starting safety from the New Orleans Saints, injured in the second quarter. He injured his groin. He hasn't practiced all week yet to this point. Linebacker Alec Ogletree from the Giants suffered a back injury in the first quarter versus the Redskins. He hasn't practiced all week either. Safety, hybrid defensive back LaMarcus Joyner from the Oakland Raiders injured his calf against the Chargers. He hasn't practiced. He doesn't look like he'll play. Josh Jacobs, who's having the most magical season of a running back but most injury-riddled these past few weeks, messed his shoulder up, ended up playing through that, went off. Then Christmas Day, he announced that he underwent a procedure to treat a superficial skin infection on his left leg. Never heard of that, but he hasn't practiced yet, and he's played in 1 game in the past 3 weeks. So if I were them, I would sit him for the rest of this season. The last game, it's no point. You're out of the playoffs. He's already proven what he is. Start preparing for next season. But that's it on the main injury front. It struck hard. Like I said, those were the main ones that I felt as though they should be elaborated, even though it's a lot more. It's the NFL, you know how it is. Probably going to be a bunch more next week, but hopefully not. We'll see. Next, I want to talk about 3 big returns. Well, really 2, but can't mention one without the other, in my opinion. First is my personal favorite player who's back, who I was shocked when I read this, but pleasantly surprised. Number 99 from the Texans, big J.J. Watt. He's back after that pectoral muscle injury. Now, let me tell you his stats before he went out with this injury. He was balling this year. 8 games, 24 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 3 pass deflections, 4 tackles for a loss, 21 QB hits, 2 fumble recoveries. Now the Texans were 5-2 after he went down, but the defense went down as well, and the offense kind of shot up. While he was there, they were 8th against the run, 24th against the pass, 18th in total defense. Since he's been gone, 20th against the run, 30th against the pass, and 28th against total defense. So that's the kind of impact that number 99 JJ has. He should have been an MVP in 2015, in my opinion. He got snubbed. This guy is an all-around generational talent. He makes this team better, and they're getting him back at the right time when they're trying to make a playoff push, because they're going to need him against Kansas City, Baltimore, and New England, and any other team that might sneak in there out of Pittsburgh and Tennessee. They're going to need 99 on the field. They're going to need that energy, that heat, that constant pressure, and that leader and that swagger on the field. He is a different player. He makes this a different defense when he's on the field, so this is a huge boost for them. Beast mode is back. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, number 24, is back for the Seattle Seahawks after a long hiatus. He's back in the NFL for the playoffs. He's back for the Seahawks in the backfield, starting after that 3 other running backs got hurt. 2018 was the last time we seen him. He played in 6 games, had 90 carries, 376 yards, 3 touchdowns, no fumbles, averaging 4.2 yards a pop, 15 catches for 84 yards. That was with Oakland. Now, the last time we seen him with Seattle was 2014. And he had, 2015, excuse me. His last 1,000-yard season was 2014. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl, by the way. Coincidentally, the last time they went to the Super Bowl. 7 games in 2015, he had 111 carries, 417 yards, 3.8 yards a carry, 13 catches, 80 yards. So, not a very impressive last year. He was hurt, and it was a lot of bad blood after the whole 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, whatever that was on the goal line, the infamous goal line where he didn't get the ball and Russell Wilson threw the pick. Things kind of went downhill between them after that. But, like I said, coincidentally, the last time he had a 1,000-yard season is the last time they went to the Super Bowl. So, just let that sink in. Robert Turbin. Also, last time he and Marshawn Lynch were teammates was when they went to the Super Bowl. Now, like I said, they lost, but they're obviously a good combination. I believe he was on their previous Super Bowl team as well. But he appeared in 16 games, had 74 carries for 310 yards, 4.2 yards a pop. Another 16 catches for 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also fumbled once. That was 2014 with the Seahawks, the last time he was in the Seahawks uniform. 2018 was the last time we seen him with the Colts. He appeared in 2 games, had 4 carries for 10 yards, a fumble, 2.5 yards a pop, and another catch for 3 yards. So, not an impact at all. 2 games and only, 5 total touches. So, minimal impact. But he and Marshawn Lynch both know the system. They know Pete Carroll's offense. Pete Carroll loves them. I'm sure they love Seattle. It's the reason why they're back. It seems like it's going to be a great combination, in my opinion. Seattle's line isn't the best, but I look for Marshawn Lynch to raise the morale and the energy of that team and get them motivated even more to go forward. And I think he'll ultimately elevate the rush game. I think he'll take some pressure off of Russell Wilson. I think this kind of does force teams to stack the box because we may not know what we're getting, but he's going to run at your defensive line and linebackers hard every play. And if he gets to the second level, I don't know if y'all seen his recent workout videos and how big this dude is, but I don't think it's a defensive back in the league that can tackle him one-on-one. So if he gets to that second level, it's over. Watch out. Robert Turbin, don't know what we're going to get with him. I know he's kind of a speed guy, but we haven't seen him since 2018, and he didn't really do much. So I'm interested to see how they deploy him and how he looks. But I think Marshawn help alleviate him too. I think he'll be the wear and tear, bang, 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 and then when they need a little pop, they'll give him the ball. And, let's not sleep on Russell Wilson and his running ability either. But we'll see. Next subject, number 3. Who's more important to the Packers' success from what they had and what they're going to achieve in the postseason. Aaron Rodgers or Aaron Jones? Which Aaron is the most important Aaron? Rodgers' numbers for this year: 326 and 514, 3,679 yards, 24 touchdowns, 3 picks, 63.4 completion percentage, 97.9 QBR, another 48 carries on the ground for a $182, a touchdown, and he fumbled the ball once. Rodgers is having a pretty good year. Kind of average for what we're used to seeing for him, but I mean, 97.9 QBR, above 60% completion percentage, and under 5 picks in 15 games. 15 games, yeah. I think that's pretty impressive. Like I said, kind of average, kind of like tempered for Aaron Rodgers standards, but still not a bad game. Aaron Jones, 211 carries for 984 yards, 4.7 yards a pop, 16 touchdowns and 2 fumbles. Then through the air, he has 47 catches for 431 yards, 3 touchdowns and a fumble. This guy has been balling. He has the juice. Them legs just keep going, and he's one of those legit downhill backs, and he gets better with the game. You got to give him some carries to get him going, but every once in a while, he'll pop out, and that's it. He's gone up the sideline scoring on you. Just ask the Cowboys. This guy, he's the future of this team. He's the future of the league in rushing, and he is a very versatile back. He can catch it, he can run, he can block. So I did some digging on all of the Packers wins. I looked at both of these players' performances. They're 12-3, so I looked at who had the more impact on each of their wins based off of numbers. And pretty much the eye test what I seen, because I do catch a pretty good amount of Packers games. And I'm just an NFL connoisseur, so I feel like my guess is very educated on this one. But I'm going to say Aaron Jones has the bigger impact in all wins. I mean, from the touches, the yards, the average, like, I can honestly say when Rodgers is having a bad game, he picks up the slack, and he always has a lot of juice. Now, I wouldn't sleep on his tag team partner, Jamal Williams, either, because there's been a couple of games where he's came in and spot duty relief and, cleaned up the slack with him. But for the most part, this guy has over 15 touchdowns on the season through the air and running, over 1,000 scrimmage yards. He's definitely the engine of this offense, and he's definitely taking a lot of pressure off of Aaron Rodgers. And given this stage in his career, you got to preserve A-Rod the GOAT. So I think Jones has the more impact on his team's success, and the reason they're 12-3 and making a strong playoff push. Not discounting Aaron Rodgers or that defense, but Aaron Jones is the Green Bay Packers, in my opinion. It's his time to shine in Green Bay, and I really think that he's the ultimate future of this team, and he'll be the star of the playoffs if the Packers have success. Number 2, did anybody see what Saquon and Daniel Jones did to the Redskins? They destroyed them. Listen to this. Daniel Jones, 28-42, 352, 5 touchdowns, 67 completion percentage, 3 carries for 12 yards. Saquon had 26 total touches for 279 yards and 2 TDs. Is this the future of the NFC East that we're looking at right now? Is that what we're going to see in the future? What we seen on Sunday? And this Giants offense is full of no-names. Evan Ingram isn't playing. Sterling Shepard is probably the biggest name, but, like, who's Darius Slayton? Golden Tate is hurt. Like, their offensive line is average. Like, these guys are doing it with average guys, and they just took that game over completely and obliterated the Redskins. And regardless of what the numbers and the scores say, I think the Redskins are a better defense than what shows on paper and what they are given credit for. There's a lot of talent on that defense. I think they honestly had probably a good version of a bend but don't break defense, but given the fact that their offense's inability to score, they were on the field a lot and they were tired more, so they give up more points because of wear and tear. I think if Dwayne Haskins and Darius Geis can stay healthy, as well as Terry McLaurin and Steven Sims, and they can stay healthy and keep that unit together, and obviously Dwayne Haskins progresses more as a passer and can put the ball in the end zone more and sustain drives. it'll help the defense out a lot, and it'll really show their true colors and how good they are. But anyway, that's another top 5 for another later date or whatever. But Saquon and Daniel Jones seem to have really good chemistry. They're both 2 young high picks in this offense. And I think if they keep Pat Shermer or whatever coach comes in next, they should really build around these 2 and their chemistry and their skill set. I think that they make a great combination for the Big Apple. And these 2 guys are the future in the NFC East. They really put me on notice with their performances Sunday. And I just want to really give them a special shout out. Barkley's been hurt. Jones has been hurt. He's been in and out of the, both of them have been in and out of the lineup. It's just been a lot going on with them 2. And for them to put that together like that against that team, I think really should put the league on notice and send a message to watch out for these 2. I think if Jones continues to progress as a passer and they surround him with a couple more key pieces and they upgrade the offensive line for Saquon and then obviously get Evan Engram back, this Giants offense can be pretty dangerous next season. They can really contend with the best of them next season. And I think that their performance this Sunday was a preview of what's to come. Last but certainly not least, number 1, key matchups, the key playoff games that I think are key for Week 17. I'm going to start off with the Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens obviously have nothing to play for, but Pittsburgh is on their 3rd-string quarterback with Duck Hodges. We don't know if James Conner is going to play or not. Like I said earlier, Juju's been banged up, but these other young receivers have been stepped up. And this defense, oh my God, still curtain is back in Pittsburgh. I will say that. Their defense is dangerous. RG3 and them guys better watch out, and they better take them serious because Pittsburgh is hungry and they've been balling. They clinch a playoff berth with a win and a Titans loss, which is a strong possibility as the Titans go to Houston to take on the Texans. The Dolphins at the Patriots. The Patriots can clinch a first-round bye in the 2nd seed with a win or if Kansas City loses or ties. And we both know how the Patriots play at Foxborough, especially in playoff time, so they definitely got to make sure they take care of business. Good thing for them is this is a home game, and it's the Dolphins. So, I mean, guess it probably wouldn't matter anyway, but we've seen debacles from them in Miami before. Kenyon Drake. Anyway, Titans at the Texans. The Titans clinch a playoff berth with a win or a tie and a Pittsburgh loss or tie, or a Pittsburgh loss and an Indianapolis loss or tie. So the Titans have a couple different ways to get in, but you want to control your own destiny. So win and get in, keep that momentum. You don't want to stumble into the playoffs. They can go down to Houston and take care of business and have a lot of momentum going. And Ryan Tannehill and his offense has been balling. The defense has been sneaky good. I think this is going to be a real good game. I think the Titans have a shot. The Texans also have a shot, but I think the Titans are going to be hungry and motivated. I think Derrick Henry's coming back for this one too. So J.J. Watt and Derrick Henry, I look forward to seeing that clash. Cowboys at the Redskins. Man, the Cowboys just find a way to disappoint. They had the NFC East right there, and they're a train wreck waiting to happen. They had their own destiny in their own hands. They controlled it, and they can clinch the division in the 4th seed with a win, but they also need Philly to lose. Not tie, but lose. So they have to take care of business against the Redskins, who I'm sure is pissed off after getting embarrassed by the Giants last week. And they're at home for the last game of the season. So I'm pretty sure the Redskins are going to play them tough, but the Cowboys got to take care of business and get out of this game healthy and with a win. The Eagles go to New York to take on the Giants. All they have to do is win and they're in. They control their own destiny. They'll have the 4th seed in the division. However, if Dallas loses or ties, they still get in. So pretty easy for them. But like I said before, you want to have momentum going into the playoffs. You want to win and get in and carry that momentum over. You don't want to stumble in. I mean, granted, we've seen teams stumble into the playoffs before and get victories, but you want to have that momentum on your side. You don't want to have to rely on anybody else. So winning, you're in. That's the mindset you need to have, Philly. Now, keep up with me for this one. But I'm sure everybody in America is looking forward to this because it's Sunday Night Football for a reason. The 49ers at the Seahawks. This is going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be just as good, if not better, as the last time when they faced on Monday Night Football and the Seahawks ended up winning in overtime. San Francisco clinches the NFC West title with a win or a tie. They clinch a first-round bye with a win or a tie and a Green Bay loss or tie, or if they tie and New Orleans loses or ties. They also can clinch home field advantage with a win or a tie, and if Green Bay loses a tie, as well as if New Orleans loses a tie. Seattle clinches a division title with a win. They clinch a first-round bye with the win, and if the Packers lose. They clinch home field advantage if they win and the Packers and the Saints lose. So there's a lot of playoff stakes, a lot of seeding and home field advantage scores to be settled this Sunday. I can't wait. I love playoff time. If you're a real football fan, I know you do too. It's so interesting to see which teams and which players step up and which ones fold under pressure, which ones you see really about their life, that clutch life, because this is when the real football season starts. This is when we really see who's really prepared. January football, December football. I love it. I love this time of year. We just had Christmas, New Year's is coming up. The Super Bowl will be here before we know it. I mean, that's kind of depressing, but, it's supposed to be the best game of the season. So I can't wait for this game specifically. I'll be at the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Ravens game, so make sure you look for me out there on that one. I'm going to make sure I shout us out there. Also, have a great New Year. Happy New Year. I hope everybody has a safe and blessed New Year, New Year's Eve, whatever you're doing. Just be safe, be blessed. Continue to tune in to all of our content and all of our social media pages and everything. Please refer your friends and family. We want to see this page and this thing grow more and more as the year goes on. 2020, we want nothing but the best for the Hour Report. Thanks for tuning in to me every week. Please comment, DM us, whatever, give us suggestions, maybe something you want me to talk about or something you want us to talk about on the show. Just please give us that feedback. We need that. And again, thank you for tuning in. This is Rob's Top 5, the first edition of the playoff edition, because this is the playoffs for me. Yeah, share this, like it, comment, do all that. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Happy that from me to you. Good seeing y'all until next time.